Welcome to Round Glass. I am Almeida Santos. Come on in. Thank you for joining me for this meditation series on parenting with self awareness. The focus of today's practice is to observe how unconditional acceptance and letting go of struggling looks like from a parent perspective and find ways to bring that wisdom to our kids. So here's a question. Please share, if you want, what are your struggles when trying to get your kids to do simple chores and tasks around the house? And how do you change your approach to get them on board with your request? So maybe it is because I am the single mother of an only child, so the family dynamics at our household are just a little bit different than that of bigger families, which means that I end up doing a lot. And many times I find myself repeating my mother's behavior. Get things done, do it right. Oh gosh, I do that. It took time for me to understand that there are other ways, maybe more fun ways, creative ways to approach daily tasks. And I must admit that this lesson is shifted the other way. My daughter is the one teaching me a lot about joy and creativity. She's the artist in the family. That might have to do with the fact that she gets things done in a more creative way. But then I have to remind her 5 times every day to clean Miso's litter box. So, well, I actually came up with a voice. And I am not going to make the voice here, but I did came up with a silly voice that I pretend that I'm Miso, so it's his voice, and then I'm asking her, using that voice and asking her to clean his litter box, and it's working. At least she smiles when I tell her to go clean it. Actually, the voice is in Portuguese. I say things in Portuguese. Miso speaks Portuguese. So for this entire series, I would like to acknowledge Dr. Deepak Chopra and his book, The Seven Spiritual Laws for Parents. This series is inspired in much of what I have learned from studying his work and also from my professional certification at the Chopra Center. Okay, so how do you get your kids to complete the chores? I have someone here saying, I get involved and we do it together. Yes. I set a timer and make it a game. I think the key word here is game. It does work. It's incredible how joy and creativity helps. Okay, so if any questions come up for you, you know the deal. You ask and I will have a chance to answer this in the end. So here we go. We're going to start by finding a comfortable position. And remember, that's whatever it is for you today. And our next step is going to be push all the thoughts to one side and then bring our attention to our breathing. Mhm. And let's leave whatever it is that, for whatever reason, was occupying our mind space. Just leave it to one side and close your eyes nicely. and gently. Very well. It's time to breathe slowly, my friends. It's time to breathe slowly and do it for yourself. Perfect. Let's see if you can find a natural flow within yourself with the help of your slow paced breathing. Mm-hmm. Nice. Just like that. See if you can bring to mind either a activity or a work or task involving your children or your kid, or even if you already have young adults at home, anything that causes a struggle to get done. And just breathe. Maybe it's something related to responsibilities around the house, or maybe something related to schoolwork. And just observe how the situation usually unfolds. See if there's an attitude of blaming anyone or anything. See if there's always a big waste of energy trying to defend or justify. Sounds familiar, right? So just breathe here, nice and deeply. And stay there with that in mind for a moment. The situation that creates a struggle. Just like that. So here's an invitation. See if you can open up your mind to a new possibility and ask yourself, could it be possible to find a way to accept what it is? Hmm. I'm asking myself that. Is there a way to lower the guard and allow for the experience of fulfillment to come from joy and creativity? Letting joy and creativity be what inspires us to do what we need to do. Is it possible? Think about that. Breathe slowly and gently. So here's another invitation. let's breathe nice and gently and consider what would be your way, yes, your way, to learn for yourself and to teach your kids how to replace potential excessive demands, perfectionism, with an attitude of flow, acceptance, responsibility towards what needs to be done. What would it be? And just breathe. Remember, you're just visiting all of these possibilities from a place of curiosity. Nice and gently breathing. Very good. The only invitation here is for you to breathe and observe new possibilities. So just pause for a moment and reflect on what your attitude toward work is showing your kids. Mm-hmm. Ask yourself, is your attitude one of emphasis on creative solutions? Or is it your attitude one of fatigue and struggle? Remember, there's no judgment here. This is just an invitation for observation. Very good. Very good. Keep bringing your attention to the space inside of you. Keep breathing in stillness. Very good. Now, from that place of observation and curiosity, and nice and slow breathing, see if you could find ways to show your own enjoyment to your children, resisting the temptation of getting things your way. Yeah. And also resisting the temptation of knowing all the answers in advance. Parents, we're funny. You don't need to know all the answers. Lovely. Just keep breathing with all of these invitations in mind. And just observe yourself. Very good. Wonderful. I'm happy to see that you are observing and reflecting. Very good. Give yourself a nice, deep, slow breath. And let's very gently come back to the room where we are. Bring our attention back into the room. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. Well done. Congratulations. It's wonderful as a parent to take some time to reflect. So, here is how meditations like this help us accomplish the goal that we set, the goal of observing how we can bring joy and letting go. It's important to help the younger ones understand that much of the problems in life are more of a problem because of our attitudes towards it. And it's also essential to teach them to not assume that other people exist to block us from our purpose. That will help them understand that there is no need to be defensive all the time. Have you noticed that? Kids are always trying to defend themselves. So during meditations like the one we just finished, we are doing something very subtle but very transformative. We're getting in touch with the possibility of having fun. Yeah, having fun, feeling inspired, seeing our tasks as a source of stimulations. I, I come here in front of you as a mother. I know how, let's say, challenging. I know how it is, every day. Do this, do that. Are you kidding me? Don't you know that this is what we do? Do I have to remind you? But I also know from my own experience, not from a book, from my own, nothing wrong with books, but life unfolds the way it does. I know from my own experience that the element of joy and creativity helps us a lot. And it's easier to access that joy and creativity when you take time to be with yourself, to be in stillness, to be with your silence, to breathe. So thank you so much. Thank you so very much for joining us for this meditation today. Remember, you can meditate with us every day, same time, same place. So join us again tomorrow. And if you missed it, we got you. You can go on our website and the Round Glass app and watch those meditations on demand. So thank you so much. I wish to tell you that I do appreciate your presence.